Well, the beginning of the festive season across India, the Navratras, is considered to be the most auspicious time to buy real estate. And here on the Property Show, we'd like to help you narrow down the right choices at the right price. Welcome everyone to a power-packed show with best apartments, plots and homes to buy in different budgets. I'm Manisha Natrajan, and today I'm joined by two big researchers and of course people who know the real estate markets of North India inside out. Ashwinder Raj Singh, CEO Residential Services, JLL Residential, and Rohan Sharma, Associate Director Research and Real Estate Intelligence Services, JLL India. We'll together call out some of the most credible projects for you in your budget. Let me tell you what's on the show today. Developers in Noida give out fit-out possessions. This is a term that they're using even without having an occupation certificate. What does this really mean for you, and does it put you at a risk? So that's a top story and an interesting one. Then of course we'll go across and call out some of the best projects for you in a budget of 50 lakhs to a crore. That's a big range, but yes, we'll get you the top picks in a budget of 50 to 1 in Noida. Then of course we move to Dwarka Expressway. That's just sub a crore. What are your options? Greater Faridabad, prime property in just 50 lakh rupees. Neemrana, of course. The budget goes down to 35 lakh rupees. This city comes back on our radar after a long time. Lucknow, always a hot market. Lots of questions for this particular market and a state capital. Again, budget remains the same. We tell you what your top picks are. Also, how can you claim your refund of the booking amount in case you wish to cancel your apartment buy with a builder or a developer, especially if he's dealing a project? That's something you need to know about, and we'll get you the best legal mind in our legal corner to get you the answer. All right, we'll go straight to our Q&As with our two experts today. Dwarka Expressway, New Gurgaon, Noida. These are the three markets we'll cover. First up, we've got Robin Saini on the phone. Robin, hi, welcome. You're our first caller. Happy to have you on the show. Go ahead. How can we help you?
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I am looking for 3 BHK in Gurgaon.
All right.
And my budget is between 75 to 80 lakh. I am looking for self-purpose. And I have seen 2 projects. I have shortlisted them. One is Private 84 of Space Group, and another is ILD Grand at Sector 37C. And one more thing I want to ask, and which is beneficial deal, resale or fresh deal?
All right, resale versus a fresh deal. So, Ashwinder, the first question goes to you. Resale prices seem to be lower than fresh or what the developer offers. Would you recommend that, Robin actually looks at, especially in the market that he's looking at, Gurgaon, New Gurgaon to be specific, a resale deal rather than go and buy it from the developer? What's your view on that?
See, it depends. You're right that the resale deals are a little better priced than buying it directly from the developer, but both have their, pros and cons. If you're going for a resale deal, you will have to make the payment outright, or at least the amount of payment which is already due. So you need to, shell out more money at that point in time. But if you're going with the developer, it depends what stage of construction the property is in. And, it depends. You might end up paying only 20% and buy the apartment. Secondly, it depends whether you are looking to, stay in the apartment immediately, or you're looking at it from an investment perspective. So if you are looking at it from an investment perspective, I would still suggest go with the developer, pay a construction linked price, pay in steps, and then you finally make the payment when you get the delivery. And if you're looking to, stay in the house and you are getting a resale deal where the prices are lesser than the, original price, then I think, that makes more sense.
Well, Ashwinder, you've wrapped it or summed it up very well. What should you do, whether you should buy a resale apartment or a new apartment? But I'm looking at the New Gurgaon, figures. This is the market that Robin has chosen for himself. Total projects are 12. Available units 30. Inventory overhang is 0. That means there isn't any new inventory in the market. Yet, if you look at New Gurgaon, the resale prices are much lower than the developer prices. Look at that price chart. Annualized returns are still 12% if I take 2.5 years. But if I take just the last 1 year, prices have just risen from 24% to 29%, which means it's been a 5% appreciation. That's the new Gurgaon market for you. Robin, here are your choices. First, you asked us about Space Privy. Well, it's a standard mid-segment project, nothing spectacular about it. There's also nothing wrong with the project either. You can go ahead with your choice. If I look at the price, it's about 4,200 to 4,500 rupees per square foot. That's a good size or good price for this market. And also in terms of completion date, it's right around the corner. So it is one of the better ones on that stretch. All right, we also have a couple of other projects for you, which we are recommending that you take a look at. And the first one is Parkview Ananda by the Best Tech Group. This one is a large residential development in the same sector. It has some villas as well. Excellent location. I think that's the big thing to watch out for. It is on the main sector road, and that has been constructed by the developer Best Tech. That's just around 500 meters from the main NHO 8. The OC of the project has been received, so that's a very safe, ready to move in project. Alpha G Corp, that's priced a little higher, 5,000 to 5,200 rupees per square foot. That's the price you will get it at. Again, 2 kilometers from NHA. This is a little bit further down, 500 meters from Dwarka Expressway. The developer actually has kept about 10% of the inventory, which will be released in the later phase. So if you don't want to pay up front and buy it from the resale market, it's available in the resale market. You can also go ahead and buy it from the developer. So those are some of your projects which Prop Equity Data recommends that you look at. All right, let's move on. We've got Vipin Kumar for a question or a property to buy on Dwarka Expressway. Vipin, I believe that's your chosen market. Go ahead. How can we help you?
Yeah, I would like to buy a 3 BHK flat with 80 to 90 lakhs budget. Okay. And under subvention plan, which is possession between 2 to 2.5 years. All right. And especially I'm looking for I have an option of Cosmos Express 99. I just would like to know views about Cosmos.
All right, so let me begin with Cosmos, and of course I'll go across to our experts to get you a layout of Dwarka Expressway. Now if I look at Cosmos, Prop Equity Data shows that it's a go-ahead. Please go ahead with this project. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's a good one. It's at a subvention price, which is, 70 lakhs, almost 77 lakhs is what you will have to pay for that apartment. But the project is spread over 15 acres, 10 towers, G+14 height, and good luxury apartments as well as a separate project detail. Go ahead. There's absolutely nothing, and you are getting a good subvention scheme. You just have to pay 10% upfront, 75% is bank finance, which the developer will take care of, and 15% on possession. So it meets your requirements. Rohan, Dwarka Expressway, some excitement is returning back to this market once pricing sanity has returned. Remember, prices in this location had gone up to beyond 6,500. Now we are talking of a number of 4,500. A good buy at these prices?
Yeah, most definitely. One also has to look at the positive side of things here. The expressway there was some problem with a particular disputed stretch for quite a while that had kind of stopped construction for this project. What has happened now is the Dwarka Expressway litigation is, done away with. It's been sorted. So you're going to see a lot of fast track work happening on the completion of the expressway. So one of the major drivers of this market has been the Dwarka Expressway and the linkage with Delhi and with the rest of Gurgaon. Just from that perspective itself, the timelines of projects which are slated for completion over the next couple of years will align just perfectly with the expressway completion also. From that perspective, I think, again, prices remain quite competitive here. Over the last few months or few quarters, so to say, prices haven't gone up. They've been pretty much stable, and again, good deals are available in the market from developers. So a perfect time to look at this market from a investor or an end user perspective.
All right. I would agree as well, Vipin. I mean, data is showing, I mean, if your average market price is 6,000, you're getting a project at 4,500 in resale, maybe even cheaper, why not? So Vipin, yes, the project that you have shortlisted, we give it a go ahead. Cosmos, the pricing of this project is excellent at 4,950 rupees per square foot. So go ahead, take Cosmos Infrastructure. The other two projects that have been shortlisted from Prop Equity are Paras Dues by Paras Buildtech. That's another one that does get a go ahead. So that's one project that you can look at. The other one is Blith by Asotech Limited. This one is available at a much bigger discount in resale. That's under 5,500, though developer pricing is a little bit more expensive, 6,850. It's above the average market price. So take your call depending on what you say 2.5 to 3 years is the time frame that you need to move in. Then you might as well go with the developer. And believe me, if you haggle hard, you should be able to get that developer price down as well. This is the time to go and strike it right in real estate. Abhishek Chaturvedi joins us now. Abhishek, hi, shoot your question. We have the best experts here to answer your question.
Hi, I have a very specific question. Basically, I'm looking for a right move-in property in NOIDA Expressway or area around that. My budget is close to 1.10. And there are a few properties which I had identified and I was contemplating between something from JP, Pavilion Court, or a Kingston Boulevard in the same JP space. Or the other option which I was looking at was Mahagun Modne. Would need your suggestion around it.
All right. As far as JP projects are considered, I think there's just one simple opinion there. If it's fully constructed like Pavilion Court, go ahead. There is really nothing that, there is no execution delay risk and you don't really have a problem then. Pavilion Court is actually one of the good projects in Wishtown, so go ahead, there is no issue with that. Now, the other project, if the project, any JP project, and this goes, it's a blanket for JP projects. If there is a delay, if you cannot see the fully constructed building ahead of you, and at least the plastering work having started, I would say avoid it. It could just go on and you may not be able to even get it in a year or 2 years. So that's our call on JP. With the data which has come in, even Mahagun project gets a go ahead. Mahagun Modern, large scale project, 2,400 units, is partially complete. Possession of a few towers has already been handed over, which gives us confidence. Entire project will take another year, year and a half. What we like about this project is that it has IGBC certified green building rating, which conforms to gold standards, and simple features like rainwater harvesting, they always help us give a bigger push or bigger go ahead to the project. There's one more recommendation which you might want to consider, Lotus Boulevard 3C, but do remember this recommendation is also for ready or the ready part of the Lotus Boulevard project. That's spread over 40 acres. It has 30 towers and some of them are closer to completion or fully completed. Those are the ones we are telling you to go ahead and take a look. Ashwinder, let's move to NOIDA. Now, NOIDA Expressway particularly is in the next 1 year, 1.5 years, going to see the kind of supply which it hasn't probably seen in the last decade or so. So are we saying that this is going to remain a buyer's delight as a market? You will not see too much price appreciation, which probably is a good thing for this mid-segment housing market.
Absolutely, you are bang on, Manisha. I think with the kind of supply that has been expected or that is expected to come in on the expressway, we continue to see this as a buyer's delight. The good part is that there are going to be a lot of deliveries. People are going to start moving in. There's going to be more action on the retail side with families moving in. So next 5 to 10 years, with the kind of infrastructure NOIDA Expressway has, is going to be a positive move as far as I am concerned. You will have, growth till the term, in terms of the GDP growth that you have. So you can expect a growth of 7 to 10% annualized, but not more than that.
Rohan, what's your reading of the market? The home buyers in this region have really had to go through harrowing times, the entire eco-sensitive zone issue. and now you have, developers use that for a lot of delays. Some of the delays were not connected to it, but they got a sort of an umbrella. So there's also, a lot of distress in the market with a lot of developers not being able to actually deliver in time. That's also affected buyer sentiment. Do you see some sort of understanding amongst developers in this region to say, hey, we got to start completing in time and earn back the buyer's trust?
No, absolutely. What is really put off buyers in the recent times primarily has been the lack of delivery. So I am not saying that developers aren't doing enough, but there have been a lot of procedural and policy misunderstandings, particularly in case of NOIDA. Notwithstanding the Okhla eco-sensitive zone issues, there have been other land acquisition issues within NOIDA as a whole, and that's kind of put a lot of a spanner into the works where vis-a-vis the completion of projects. So I think now that the problem has been sorted to a very large extent, you're going to see a lot of deliveries happening. Yes, projects have been delayed inordinately even on the NOIDA Expressway, but you're definitely going to see more deliveries happening now. In fact, a lot of developers have already started offering possession to buyers. Obviously, the discontent remains because it's been the delay has been quite a long one. But I think going forward, I think we're going to see a lot of change with respect to developers focusing a lot on the delivery side of the project. And I think that is good news because they understand that even for future projects of theirs, delivery track records, they remain an important parameter for new buyers. Right. So I think the focus is there on delivery. I think they'll keep doing that now.
Moving on, the 2-year freeze by the National Green Tribunal for stalling construction in Noida and Noida Expressway has led to the birth of a peculiar new practice. To soothe the nerves of impatient flat allottees who want to move into their apartments, guess what developers are doing? They're offering them something known as fit-out possession. Until now, we had heard of such a thing, but only for commercial properties. What is fit-out possession for residential flats? Will you be safe opting for it? Vasudha Sharma investigates.
Almost there and yet so far. This sums up scores of residential projects in the Noida region who were barred from receiving occupation certificates during the NGT Okhla Bird Sanctuary episode. Today, months after the deadlock is settled by the centre, the handover of flats still remains stalled as many projects lack OCs. With allottees breathing down their necks to move in immediately, developers, in a smart manoeuvre, are giving them temporary possession to carry fit-outs and interior works. Builders who offer fit-out possession are typically those who are unable to get an occupation certificate from the authority. They are yet to pay all their dues to the authority and they lack NOCs for fire, lifts, electricity, structural safety, which are mandatory to get an OC. Flat allottees are opting for it on their developer's word that the process of procuring an OC is underway at the authority office and that soon all paperwork will be in place.
In the name of fit-out possession, they take 100% amount from you. And they will not give you a timeline framework that after how long after fit-out possession they will give you the actual possession of your flat.
Flat allottees of a project in Noida took us around to expose the cruel joke that's being played on them in the name of fit-outs. The project compound, strewn with construction material, is a risky zone to enter. There is no clear approach to the towers and scaffolding is yet to come off. The interiors of the towers look even more disappointing. Loose fittings, missing walls, skeletal ceilings. In the service area, open electrical shafts and missing fire equipment. Flat allottees say they know their wait for an OC is going to be long.
The shafts are open, people are most likely to fall down, kids are at a high risk, old people are at a high risk. So it's not in a position to move in. So fit-out position is again a farce.
ये समझते हैं कि बॉल जो है अथॉरिटी के कोर्ट में है कि हमने तो ऑफर कर दिया है, अब जो भी डिले हो रहा है वो अथॉरिटी कर रही है, so we are not liable for it.
ये तो सिंपली टाइम बाई करने के लिए उन्होंने क्या हुआ है कि इस तरह से वो पेनल्टी से बच जाएंगे।
These buyers have now approached the consumer forum seeking a judgment that would warn others against the malpractice of giving possession for fit-outs. We approached industry body CREDAI to answer for these developers who are running offers of fit-outs, and even CREDAI came out sharply against this illegal practice.
जब तक आपकी रजिस्ट्री नहीं हुई तो आप पोजीशन कैसे ले रहे हैं? अगर नोएडा ग्रेटर नोएडा में आप अगर सेल डीड को एक वो मान लें, क्योंकि सेल डीड तभी होगी जब आपका कंप्लीशन होगा, सारे ड्यूज क्लियर होंगे और अथॉरिटी आपके नाम जो है एज ए ट्राई पार्टी एग्रीमेंट आपके नाम जो है सबलीज कर देगी। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आप अपने नाम सबलीज कराइए। अगर आज की डेट में किसी को कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिल रहा है तो ये बिल्डर का या डेवलपर का डिफॉल्ट है।
In fact, the NOIDA authority has been regularly issuing warning notices to buyers, cautioning them against taking possession without an occupation certificate. Projects like these are at a stage when security is deficient and the compound is accident prone. And in the event of any incident, the developer will be free from responsibility because you willingly signed up for fit-out possession. With camera person AJ Joseph, Vasudha Sharma, NDTV.
All right, that's a warning story, but then of course this is also a good time to buy real estate. It's the festival season, clearly one of the most auspicious times for you to buy property. The question that we're asking this Thursday is, will real estate prices rebound this festive season? Remember, they've been down for quite some time. Is the demand coming back? We'll have some of the top leaders from the industry, some of the most trusted voices. So join us Thursday 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. On the other side, a look at Neemrana's prime property for pocket-friendly investments and affordable home options in Lucknow, all under 35 lakh rupees. On your screen is also this week's project tracker. Today, of course, is M3M Sierra on Sona Road. Check out what the project is offering.